And you are?
Stephen Chase.
I haven't interviewed you for a while.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen you for probably a month or more.
First time I've seen you with a mustache, so that must be scary. Huh?
Well, it's a little different.
Does it give you more, how can I say that? Does it affect your attitude, more straightforward with a mustache?
No, I don't think so. I've refrained from growing a mustache or beard because I've never felt that I've been able to do it. And I still don't think that I'm able to do it. But we're going through with it for the month of November as part of the Movember.
Movember, exactly. Now, when are we going to get rid of the cops here?
Well, I don't think we would want to promote disorder by...
When are we bringing the RCMP?
Yeah, that's... I don't think that's going to be in the cards.
You don't think so?
No, I think we have a very good police force.
How's that now?
Well, because I think the people of Fredericton are extremely well served by the police force.
The snobs are.
There were, no, everyone is. And there was a report presented to council just recently that our, the crime rate is quite low in Fredericton. I think the police do a wonderful job.
How can they do a wonderful job if they support a double standard policy, one for the poor and one for the rich?
Well, I don't think that they do that, actually. You and I might disagree on that, but I think the police are doing a very good job for the
but if you get four guys that's drinking and driving with a 40-ouncer, boom, 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 they're each driving a car.
Yeah.
And there's two cops.
Yeah.
I presume the two cops will say, okay, you get the first one, I'll get the second one, call for reinforcement for the two other ones. Okay? Are you following me?
Not
if there's four different guys driving different cars, drinking a 40-ouncer, boom, boom, boom. So they will send for reinforcement for the two other cars, right?
Yeah.
So, but they only go after certain individual that's riding a bicycle with no helmet while thousands of people are driving the bicycle on the sidewalk with no helmets in this city, and the cops are turning a blind eye. What are you going to say about all that?
Okay, well, I can't draw the connection between the four people drinking that you spoke of and the bicycle on the sidewalk. But I will tell you this, that I think it's very important that the law is administered equally and fairly.
And it's not.
No, I'm not saying it's not. I think it's very important that it, and my sense is that it is to the best of the ability of our police force.
If they see a guy riding a bicycle with no helmet, how come they turn a blind eye and they only go after certain individuals, especially our youths? If a guy has ADHD like me, and excuse my language, he tells the cops stop him and tell him, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Then next thing you know, oh, that's insubordination or whatever. And then they make them sign condition, and the poor youth has a record for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And the cops support that.
Yeah, I don't think that they do. I know that you had an issue with the police in the past, and that's unfortunate.
Didn't you see, Stephen, the people go ahead.
But, like you mentioned riding bicycles on the sidewalk. I do think that's a problem. I think it's something that we're going to be, working at.
I have nothing, there's nothing wrong in riding a bicycle on the sidewalk if it's responsible driving. These kids, they got they're doing wheelies and going by the old citizen, okay, then I got a problem.
Yeah.
But to go after a person at 2 o'clock in the morning that's not doing anything, just for an avenue to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And, the cops are racist against this, against people. Wouldn't you say so?
Well, no, I don't think they are, but then you and I will probably never agree on
that's
that.
That's why I'm laughing here. I mean, but seriously, how can we go in front of Common Council and tell the cops either you enforce the law to everyone, I mean everyone, and not single out certain individual, like they put their new community service station by the reserve, by St. Mary's.
Yeah.
So if they see a native running a bicycle out of there, they're going to go after them. Yeah. So why don't we tell the cops either you enforce it or you ignore it?
I think the Fredericton Police Force is doing a good job for the people of Fredericton. And I think they do their best to administer the law fairly and equally.
No, they're not. They're going after certain individuals.
That's where you and I might disagree. But then each case depends on its own merits, and someone who is dealt with by the police might feel that they've been picked on.
Hey, I used to be their biggest supporters. My mistake was to film that soldier that was beat up at the tannery, and then all hell broke loose. But what I'm saying is, everybody should be treated equally. That's the bottom line.
I'm going to throw a challenge to you, and suggest why don't you work to try to build good relations with the Fredericton Police Force?
Can you?
Because I think that's possible to do.
Can you find a?
But it takes two to tango. And it might be something that would be a really worthy objective.
Can you find a...
Make that a New Year's resolution for 2014.
Can you find a priest that could perform an exorcism on me to remove the Scottish blood out of my system?
I'm not sure we could do that, but
no?
I would throw that challenge to you for 20.
I used to be acknowledged by media by the Fredericton Police Force. Then I seen the double standard policy, and that's the problem I'm having.
Yeah.
We can't have a police force that only supports and protects a certain kind of people, like snobs, in the city.
I think you have to be prepared to put that to rest.
What about the Rat Patrol? When are we going to get rid of them?
The bicycle patrol does a good job for the people of Fredericton.
Come on, they hunt down people. They want to be cops.
That's my challenge to you.
Okay, I'll leave you alone. Thank you very much. We'll do a part 2 sometime.